God, yeah. He's ducked to water. I think him, Bamford, Clint. We've had so many, which has just been. I don't know about you, mate, but I didn't expect. I expected them to be absolutely brilliant, but I didn't expect them to take to the Premier League as quickly as they have.
This is it. I thought a few players might have been a little found out. I thought the squad overall, I had utmost faith and confidence in and love every one of them. They've been absolutely brilliant. But, it's a big step up going into the Premier League, and I worried that a few of them might not be able to. But, pretty much the entire squad is just serenely taken to it because we haven't changed anything about what we do. We haven't changed our approach to the games at all. The personnel changes have been minor and they're a normal amount for a season changing, in the first team squad, and clear quality improvement. So, yeah, it's been so great to see though. Watching Take Me Home and seeing Luke Ayling talking about what him worrying about whether he can make it in the Premier League, and then seeing him absolutely just be brilliant. Stuart Dallas was another one where I was like, look, I keep doubting Stuart Dallas and I'm an idiot for it. I keep just having little doubts where I go, can he make that next step? And every time you question him, he just can. Did you see him
the other night for Northern Ireland?
I haven't watched it, but I have heard and I've spoken to a Northern Irish mate of mine about it who was like, Stuart Dallas has got a bit good, hasn't he? When did that happen?
Well, I watched the Portugal-Spain game.
Yeah. I saw that you were posted about Llorente in it.
Yeah. And mate, I spoke to one of my mates once again who's a Northern Irish fan. He just said Dallas just looks so much quicker, so much sharper, so much better than anyone on the pitch. He included the Bosnia team in that, obviously, with that Pjanic and Zeko.
They've got a really good side as well. And
it was Rodrigo for that first half, because he got taken off after 45 to preserve him for the next game, I think. But that first 45. Mate, he was the best player on the pitch, including Ronaldo, by a country mile. And you just think to yourself, it is the Bielsa way, isn't it?
It's mad, isn't it? It's just it's so mad. How exciting it was to have anyone play an international game for any sort of former Soviet country or whatever. We were delighted. Now, our entire squad is the best players in different. It's absolutely insane, isn't it? Yeah, it's boggling to watch a Spain match and be looking out for our players in the highlights. I'm still just loving that.
Yeah, it is class, and I think it's just getting better and better, mate. And we'll get into the internationals in a bit. But there was a guy called Nichols, and it was TalkSport, and he was on. I think he was on TalkSport, and he was chatting waffle about the Liverpool game, and I think it was on the square ball that I first heard it. And he was saying that, well, was it a level of control, the Liverpool game? He was like, if you like control, if you like strategy in football, then it wasn't a very good game, was it? Because it was just hell for leather and it was end to end. And he was like, it was a basketball game. It wasn't a football end. And he was just this Scottish right back. I think he used to play for Liverpool. And I thought, how on earth can you watch that game and draw that conclusion? And just, I feel like some people just completely nitpick absolutely anything to bring, teams who could play good football.
TalkSport, man. I've muted them on Twitter so I don't see any of their guff, because people are literally employed on there to go and say the stupidest thing they can so that people retweet it. That's the kind of the point of it. Whenever you go, what if you see some idiotic opinion about Leeds, it's always come from TalkSport, and they always do it because we all go shut up and retweet it and get involved. So I just try and ignore them, man, because they are just professional contrarians, and that is just such a dumb take. What you want to watch? So your ideal game is a 0-0 against
and I think they did it was Steve Nicol, I think, from ESPN, as John's just put on in the comments there, and I think he was saying that I think he had a managerial campaign as well. And in his managerial campaign, I can't remember who he was in charge of, but they didn't score a goal and lost all 4. It's like, well,
this is it.
There's the control.
Well, at least there was some control over the back. The back 4 were in a nice straight line while the opponents were running past them constantly. It's just a lack of understanding. And because no one else does what Bielsa does, they assume it's wrong. It's that quote that it's possibly apocryphal. I don't know if Bielsa actually said it. We were looking into it, trying to find that out about a madman is a guy's considered a madman until his ideas work. A man with new ideas is considered a madman until his ideas are proven correct. That is the thing that's happening with Bielsa at the moment. They look at our back 4 and they see chaos, whereas we, having watched 100 and odd games of this know that it's far from chaos, and we know that it's controlled, and we know that we can see the patterns. And like the fact that we can as fans, but these like professional pundits can't. It's infuriating, isn't it?
Oh, mate. And yeah, I just think, what's been your take on the media hype in the first 4 games? Do you think it's been overridingly positive? Do you think it's been overridingly negative? Has there been a mix?
It's been a mix. It's been classic Premier League. Just it's sort of a noise machine. The Premier League, isn't it? It's just people like build all this chatter up. So there's been loads of really genuinely beautiful like coverage and loads of like genuine respect for Bielsa, and a weird thing of us becoming a lot of people's second team, which feels a little uncomfortable.
Yeah.
But on the same side, like at the same time, there's the flip side of the people being like, "Oh, why doesn't he speak English?" and all these sort of moronic, dumb,
xenophobic crap.
Yeah, exactly. There's just like loads of just pointless. Like it doesn't matter. Like I will happily have a manager speaking Zulu if it means that we're playing like this. I couldn't care less. Like it just doesn't matter. It's just incidental. And like these little talking points will come up because they'll try and find any way to have a go at Bielsa, and because he's so pure and so wonderful, they're going to have to reach for these ridiculous arguments. So we'll see more and more of that. But again, he's just being proved right and being proved correct. My favourite takes at the moment are the ones where it's like, you know what, right? Man United should go and break the bank and go get Bielsa. It's like, have you never heard who this man is? Like, they just do not know who Bielsa is. Like, you could turn up with £1 billion and go, "Do you want to come to Man United?" And he'd go, "No." He's not moving to a rival club. He will never do it. And like they are not the profile of a Bielsa team. That is not the club he wants to manage. And just that, like I've seen it for Arsenal. I've seen it for a few teams. Like shut up.
This is mate. I found a really good one. Rugby Leeds with an absolutely brilliant one here. You must have heard this one. Gary Lineker called Bielsa Marco. It was the Scousers saying Marco all the time.
Did see that. I saw that on Match of the Day, and look, right, I'm gonna let Gary Lineker off as that being a slip of the tongue, because Gary Lineker speaks fluent Spanish and definitely loves Bielsa. So for him, I will give him he gets one chance. If he does it again, I'll be all over it. But yeah, I think that one was a slip. It made me bristle when I was watching Match of the Day, but I think it's a slip of the tongue, that one. But I've seen a few of those where people have got it wrong.
Well, the Scousers were doing it on the previews, the reviews. It was Marco Bielsa.
Marco Bielsa.
Oh, it was just brilliant. It just fit into the accent perfectly as well. But I saw one tweet after the Liverpool game, mate, and it said, "Thank the Lord we aren't playing them until April." And I thought that just summed it up absolutely perfectly.
Oh yeah, no one's going to be delighted about having a game against Leeds. Like, look, I think like players will enjoy it for the challenge. Like, like Sterling clearly loved it in the City game, but like it's not an easy game. even if you beat us, like it's going to be horrible. Like you're going to have to work for it.